On this episode, Adam and Alex dive into the latest PlayStation State of Play and discuss Horizon Forbidden West. The two can't agree and a master debater ensues, and after the destruction they discuss more news, rumors, and PS5 goodness. All this and more on Play PS5, the podcast.
All right, Adam. We're live. We're doing it live. We are here. This is the Play PSVR, Play PS5 podcast. I don't know which one you're going to upload it to, but I want to make sure everybody that wants to hear us gets to hear us. So don't screw it up, Adam. You're going to be uploading this one. This is all on you. And you know what you need to do? You need to upload it to our new outlet. That's right. We mentioned it, but we're coming back to it because it's there. And I remembered what the password was. Play PSVR. OnlyFans. Sorry, onlyfans.com/playpsvr. We're going to become the number one PSVR, PS5 podcast on OnlyFans. I'm already counting the checks. I'm not cashing them. I'm just counting how many checks are coming in. I think it's going to be one. It's probably going to be for 25 cents. Adam, how are you doing today?
I am ready to get so many DMs. DM us on OnlyFans.
What does DM stand for?
I can't say. I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube.
Stands for demonetized, huh?
Demonetize me. That's what it stands for. Come at me, YouTube. Come at me. Dude, I really do love this OnlyFans concept. I think it's brilliant. I think it's funny. I'm a big fan. I wish we'd have gotten on the snide earlier, but it's okay. We're going to start now. We're going to make it big. Listen, we know about what, Alex? This should be a bean bet. Over under 72% of our audience has an OnlyFans account or not.
That's going to be an under. Because it depends. Are you talking about now or after they learn that we have an OnlyFans presence?
I think it would be most sensible to say now.
Okay, then not many, but I think it's going to be upwards of 95% once they learn that if they log in and log on, they're going to find us there. So, I'm going to skip the fact that you keep using this lingo on the snide. I've never heard of it, Adam, but I'm going to let that slide. If you've heard somebody say on the snide before and know what that means, please let me know and fill me in because I don't trust Adam with his idioms or anything like that. I think he's making this up, and I'm kind of scared that it's vulgar and it's going to get us demonetized. So we're going to move on from that.
I'm on the snide. I'm going to drink my Fanta. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, you're hurting my ears, Adam. Adam, what's your gamer juice today?
So here's the thing. I feel like I need replenished because I'm coming in hot and I want to stay well hydrated. And this seems, I've never heard this. It is Smart Water Renew. It is dandelion flavored with lemon extract.
I got dandelions in my front yard, man. And you just come over here and I'll give you that. You can eat that.
Deal. Yeah, this is a very interesting. So there's a very light flavor. I mean, I don't taste dandelion at all, but I do taste a little bit of lemon. It's just normal water that has some lemon and it has, electrolytes and garbage like that. But pretty good. Nothing too special. If I get too horny, I got Jumex mango nectar too. So if this starts getting a little boring and I need a little pep in my step, I'm going to suck that down.
Hoar. Adam, my gamer juice. I went to the candy store again. I got stupid Mega Man energy drink is awful. This is going to be the worst of the drinks that I bought at the candy store. I'm never going back there again. Horrible decision to buy.
Did you get Garbage Pail Kid drink?
No, I got Lester Fixin's coffee soda. Lester Fixin's coffee soda. It says y'all get your fixins. This not only is it a candy store soda drink. It was the deal of the day, meaning they're having a hard time moving this product. I think I still paid like $3 for it. I already regret having it, and I haven't even sipped it. It's going to taste worse than I can possibly imagine, I bet.
Let's do it. I bet it actually tastes pretty good. I've heard coffee-flavored crap tastes good.
Oh, it's like sweet. Like, okay, that's not... Okay, not bad. Way better tasting than Mega Man and Resident Evil. I wonder...
Does it have caffeine?
Oh, that's the key, right? Like if it has caffeine, then we just have a new. Wow, how much sugar you think's in this bad boy?
I'm gonna say 43 grams.
That's exactly right.
You eat a bean.
That's a bean
time.
No, and that's a bean for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
That is incredible.
No There's no caffeine.
We will start to talk about games, guys, we promise, but I just blew his mind, and now he doesn't have caffeine. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that every bean in Bean Boozle has 0.00000% caffeine in it.
We're not spinning anything, Adam. We're just going to do roulette with this, all right? We're just doing roulette. That's fine. I'm not looking. I'm just going to grab a bean.
I cannot believe I nailed that. Can
incredible. This be the new rule? If somebody nails something like that, the other person has to eat a bean.
Yeah, I think that should be a rule.
Out of respect.
That is incredible. Here, should I give you
toothpaste, man? Toothpaste.
Okay, so you got off easy. Okay, so before we go off on any more tangents, we covered our gamer juice. I want to do a very quick recap of our May days. So this past week, obviously 7 days. My big highlight of the week, to be honest, and Alex, you should be thrilled. You convinced me to buy Trover Saves the Universe. You're always making fun of me that I'm too cheap to buy these games. This is a PSVR game. I've wanted to play it for a long time. It's been on sale like this. I just wanted it for cheaper. I got it for $10. I've probably played, I'm going to say 2 to 3 hours. I am very happy I bought it. Very happy. It is a hilarious game. There's a lot of cursing. If you like Rick and Morty, you're going to love this game. It is the same voice actor. It is
the same writer and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Everything is the same. It looks like it is a sister of Rick and Morty. It is so funny. They have these things called power babies that you collect. I'm obsessed with collecting them. Like just a very small bit of the plot and the way the game progresses is that Trover is this purple little guy, and he finds power babies and he rips them out of his eye socket and shoves a new one in there to get new powers. You get a special power baby. He rips the one from his eye out. He takes the one that he just collected. The one from his eye eats the other one in a very cannibalistic way, and then he shoves it back in his eye. The overall plot is you have 2 puppies that look exactly like Morty's puppy in Rick and Morty. And there's this animal that looks like a big chicken nugget, and he eats them, and it powers him up to become a supervillain. You're trying to stop him. Overall, the game is just absolutely hilarious. There's things to collect that utilizes VR in a unique way. Great game. Absolutely love it. That's been the overall top pick for me. I also played Genshin Impact based on Shafe Dog's recommendation. Good game.
And based on the fact that it's free, that's the only reason you played the game. Let's not get it twisted. The only reason you played the game is because you're a cheap SOB and it was free.
Hey, I bought my game for the week. Get off my back. So Genshin
you bought your game for the week on sale for $10.
Dude, what do you want from me? Spending $10 a week on a game, that adds up, dog. Over the course of a year, that means I spent over $500 on games. Anyhow, that game is pretty good.
But you won't get the free games on PlayStation Plus. Nothing adds up here, Adam. Nothing adds up.
Those are the games I played. I played what was that? Capcom Arcade Blaster or something like that.
Arcade Stadium. Did you play that?
I did. I played it tonight.
Okay.
It was okay. Nothing incredible. I think.
What game did you play?
I played 1943.
Oh, so the shoot 'em up game. That's a good one. I thought you would have played like a beat 'em up.
No, I was going to, but you have to buy
it. Or I thought you'd play a suck 'em up. I know you.
Can we move on? You're just making fun of me for not freaking.
This is what the podcast is now. Adam, we're on OnlyFans. It's adults now. All right, it's adults.
Okay, what did you play this week?
I played. At your recommendation, Adam. We traded games now. I played virtual reality, and I will say that it has lived up to your hype. I wish I had more time to play it. You guys were apparently ridiculing me on the stream about how terrible I was at the game. You can't be terrible at this game. It's one of those games where you just F around, and that's what I did. You
sounded high, and you were so bad at it.
Well, I was bad at it. I don't know about the sound. It was like 10:30 at night. I'm trying to play a VR game when I could barely keep my eyes open. So I'm not going to sound like a fresh spring chicken, Adam. looking at boobies on Genshin Impact. I'm playing virtual reality, trying to figure out why the windmill's talking to me. I was blowing air into my DualShock controller for about a year before I realized that you just had to move. I don't know what the deal is with that, why that didn't work, but it's a fun game. It's a silly game. It's just like, it's like Accounting Plus, where you go to a room and you mess around for a bit, then you go to the next room, mess around for a bit. But it's pretty funny. I mean, you have this robot kind of like guiding you around, and it has a feeling. What game was it? Like Budget Cuts, where you're like working, but you're not supposed to get caught not working or something like that. I don't know how to describe it. It's funny. It's weird. It messes with your mind a little bit.
It's also not a long game. This is one I really think you could beat. You just got to sit down and do it. It's really not that long, and it gets funnier. Like, it is just friggin' wacky. It is such a good game.
Just add it to the list of games that I played at Mayday that I want to beat that I'm not going to get to beat because of Maydays. All right.
Fair.
But no, honestly, great recommendation. That's a wonderful shout. And I look forward to playing it again when I get some more time, not having to do Maydays. The next game I played, was this Shafe Dog's recommend? I think it was. I mean, I got the game anyways, but Shafe Dog recommended we play. He said it was a must play. Ghosts of Tsushima. There's a T there. Tsushima. That is a PS4 game. Although graphically, it's incredibly impressive. It's late PS4 game, so that's why it probably looks just as good as PS5 games right now. But it did get some upgrades on the PS5, so you get that fast frame rate, you get the nice resolution. I couldn't find anything in the options to specifically say, guess what, this is on a PS5, so make it look good. But it looked good regardless. It's incredibly clear. It's made by Sucker Punch, I believe. So if you ever played, goodness, what game was it? Infamous, which is that superhero, like anti-hero game. Pretty fun. So the fluid motion is there. The game's real fluid. I love that about their games, where the controls just feel like they're responsive. Ultimately, the game kind of felt, and the little bit that I played it felt like Sekiro Light. Adam, I know you have no idea what Sekiro is, and I know you're never going to play it, but for the listeners who liked Sekiro, or somebody who might have played Sekiro, wanted to enjoy it more, like that aesthetic, but it was just too difficult, then this might be a game you want to go towards. I loved Sekiro, and I will probably love this as well. It did have a really cool mode. Adam, have you ever seen the movie Seven Samurai?
Take a guess.
I don't know. Sometimes you've seen like weird movies. I don't know you. I don't know how I don't know how you choose to enjoy any kind of media. You're such a conundrum for me. There you go. They have a cool Akira Kurosawa filter you can put on the game, which makes it like black and white.
Have you had this Jumex stuff before?
Goodness gracious, Adam. Have some respect for Mayday's recap. Anyways.
Guess how much sugar's in it, and I'll eat a bean.
43.
No, 35. Oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, well, you got it. Way to go.
Hurry up so we can talk about the big game.
I'm trying to. It's a samurai game. It feels real good. It plays real good. You're going to love it. It's got multiplayer, but I have nobody to play with because Adam sucks at getting video games. Adam, move on. Let's talk about the state of play. Horizon 2. It's not called Horizon 2. Horizon Forbidden West. They did a state of play, gave us, 19 minutes of footage? And you watched it, Adam. I want you to give me your thoughts on Horizon, because you played the first one. You didn't really like it. I need to know why. Are you wanting to play this? Are you getting hyped about this game?
So first of all, this mango nectar Jumex is horrible. What is happening?
I think you're supposed to mix it with like soda water or something.
Well, that is stupid. Anyhow, so first of all, it has 14 minutes of gameplay. If you have not watched it, I would go watch it. It's a pretty good trailer. The entire state of play is about 20 minutes. It is the most watched single, I guess, preview of a game in history. I forgot. It's like 22 million people have watched this state of play. So you're right. I played Horizon Forbidden Dawn, probably, or what's it called? Whatever.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
Whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. I played that a few months ago, and I was pumped for Forbidden West because that's been a game they've been showcasing for the PS5, and it looks absolutely amazing. And you're right. I was lukewarm on the first one. I didn't really understand why people were super excited. And I will say some of that is carrying over to this game, in which I am skeptical. But what I will say is this, and you can clue in, talk about these different aspects. First of all, the combat looks very similar to the first, but there are new little tweaks. You have different arrows in the, I guess, state of play. In the gameplay, it shows some arrows or at least some type of contraption that would throw some like slime that slows an enemy down. You have different arrows. You have like a holographic, it's not an umbrella, but it's some type of umbrella looking device that will slow
Don't call
you
it
down.
an umbrella. It's an umbrella. Yeah.
It's an umbrella. And then there are this is what I'm pumped for. I love the sea. I love the ocean. She has a mask that she can dive underwater. There are now machines underwater. Incredible graphics. She is swimming and hiding in seaweed, avoiding these massive whale-like robots. And when you look around, there are all types of different fish and turtles and sea creatures. It looks amazing. It really does. So that excites me. But the fact that they can take the combat from underwater, it looks like they've added some different ways to do hand-to-hand combat, which to me was severely lacking in the first game, is better in this one. It seems like there's more animations. Looks like there are more options in terms of being able to sneak up to people, and just it almost looks like The Last of Us 2 in that regard, but then there's more strategy and it's actual better combat because it's faster and it's not all about stealth. So that I'm looking forward to. Just from what you saw in the trailer, Alex, did you like the way the combat looked? Did it look too fast or too slow for you? Too gimmicky? What were your thoughts?
The bit of the trailer that I saw, it reminded me, it was a boss fight or something, fighting some big monster. I haven't played the first game, so I don't know if this is regular gameplay, but it reminded me of Shadow of the Colossus, like a really pretty version, probably better, better, more tightly controlled Shadow of the Colossus, and that got me excited. The enemy looked gorgeous. The whole game just looked absolutely gorgeous, and I think that can carry it a long way for an RPG like that. If they continue to take your breath away with the scenery, then that can get you through some of the more repetitive moments that I hear people had with the first game. The swimming thing is intriguing, but it's very rare that a game with swimming pulls it off to where I want to keep swimming in the game. Do the bow and arrows work underwater?
That I don't know. They didn't show any actual combat underwater. There's robots there and she's swimming away from them. I don't know how she attacks underwater. I'm assuming I don't know, because in real life a bow would move a lot slower, and I don't know, maybe they incorporate real physics in there somehow.
Yeah, and then I saw her running on sand, and that made me think of Astro's Playroom, where you're running on sand, and it's like you feel the sand. And so I'm hoping there's some good DualSense integration there. I mean, it's a game that flexes PS5, and those are kind of rare. It's annoying. They're hard to find. So you almost feel like you have to get it. Maybe something special will come out between now and then. But yeah, it looks good. I have no reason to not be excited about it, except for the fact that I just haven't played the first game. I got time to do it, I guess. What do you think it's going to fix the issues you had with the first game? Like, I don't imagine the core gameplay is going to change that much. What could they do without drastically changing the game to make you suddenly like it?
So I had a few issues with the game. One, I did think it was kind of slow. The combat wasn't bad, but I didn't think it was incredible. I think it's a game that you got to be in the right mood to play. It's almost like The Last of Us, where if you want to run and gun, it's not as slow as The Last of Us, but it's definitely not going full Rambo. And you got to be in the right mood for that, because there is some strategy in it and it takes some patience. I believe you're right. I think the combat's going to be extremely similar, which for most people is a wonderful thing. They really did enjoy it. I found it to be somewhat tedious, and I wanted to run and gun because the game mechanics are fast, but then you can't utilize them because that's not how you're supposed to play it. So to me, that's kind of annoying. The plot, I did not think on the first one. Everyone kept talking about the plot. I have no idea what the heck these people are talking about. They've obviously never played Nier. They've never played Kingdom Hearts. They've never played any Final Fantasy game. They've never played a game with a good plot, because the first game is, I mean, I guess it's not bad, but it's like it's like, do you remember Goosebumps, the books?
Yep.
It's like that. Like, maybe when you were a kid, it was like, oh, you saw how things most of the time went full circle, and everything went well, and you thought that's good. But now that you're older, you're looking back and you're like, that's basic writing, yo. That's pretty much what I felt like with the first game. I don't think that's going to change either. So what I'm most hoping for, pretty game, dual sense utilization, and a combat that may be a little faster, but I'm going to get in the mood. Now I know what to expect going in. So I don't think I hyped you up anymore.
Yeah. Fresh off of that D-hype, Adam, let's move into our next segment, a surprise master debater.
Well, I'm not done even talking about it.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
yeah, of course.
Listen.
We got more to say. That's part of the... Okay, go ahead.
Look, first of all, were you upset that they had no release date?
I mean, I'm not anticipating the game, although I do think it's a bit silly to do a 15-minute state of play dedicated to one game that's supposed to come out this year and not drop a release date. That would have, it would have been the perfect time for them to say, guess what? It's coming out next month. But instead they're like, yeah, we promise it'll come out this year. And that makes me feel like it's not going to come out this year.
So here's the thing. Maybe why I'm thinking they didn't is they're going to maybe try to push for it to get done at the end of this year during holiday season, but they want to ensure it's good, because obviously this is as AAA as you're going to get. So they didn't do that in case for some reason it goes a little longer than they can push it to next year. That would be the only reason I could think of in their strategy. They got to have some idea by now, you would think, right?
I think they get pretty tight with the schedule. I mean, I guess the fact that they did a state of play kind of makes it seem like they're confident in the game's progress. But no, I really don't get why there's no release date. Maybe they have nothing big to show around E3 time happening next week, and they think that's going to be something they can reveal and get people excited about. Unless the release date's sometime really, really soon, telling people right now that the game's coming out in September or November does not get anybody hyped. If anything, it's just going to disappoint us that they've delayed it even further. We expected this in like holiday 2020 or quarter one 2021, and we've still heard nothing. So yeah, it's de-hype. No release date that de-hypes me, and then you de-hype me.
Well, this is funny because we're going to enter into a master debater where I am going to choose the side of Horizon Forbidden West, in which I think it is going to be a better game than Ratchet and Clank. That is a side that you are going to hold, which I believe opens and releases next month. Am I right?
Yeah, like June 15th or something like that. Something glorious, which right off the bat, I didn't even include that as one of my points, but let's go ahead and put it on the list. It's coming out this year. We know it. It's coming out soon. We know it. There we go. Ratchet and Clank wins Game of the Year 2021.
Yeah, but we thought Ratchet and Clank was supposed to be a release title, and guess what? That didn't happen. So
feels more like a release title than Horizon Forbidden Chest.
I see. He made it. Yeah, you're stupid. Listen, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you here, Alex. The first reason why I think Horizon Forbidden West is going to be the better game is, one, it is going to be the game of the year. And I know you're going to be sitting there and you're like, you don't know that. Ratchet and Clank may be the game of the year. One, you're wrong, because Ratchet and Clank is releasing in 2021. It is going to be releasing with Resident Evil, Pokemon Snap, which everyone loves, is freaking over the moon for. Returnal. There were a lot of good games this year. Spider-Man, you can't tell me that Ratchet and Clank's going to beat them out. Whereas Horizon Forbidden West, I'm calling it. It's not coming out till 2022. And with that amount of time and the amount of hype that they are going to have and the amount of special edition PS5s and everything else they're going to have with it, it's going to be so hyped. I think it will deliver. Everyone loves the games in general. It's going to be game of the year. And when my game is game of the year and yours isn't, you're going to have no leg to stand on.
You're calling it game of the year because it's coming out next year. You're calling it game of the year.
Nailed it.
because it's coming out in a year that Ratchet and Clank doesn't come out in, which is the whole crux of your argument. The other hilarious thing is I think this is just you again trying to pull that BS that you did. What game was it on PSVR?
Cold Iron.
Cold Iron's game of the year. It was like January 3rd that you declared that.
People got so mad. I was like, don't take it like I meant it literally, not
It's the best game I played all year. Three days this year. So I think we're going to see some of that with Horizon Forbidden West. No, so yeah, it's going to be people are going to like the game a lot. I don't think it's going to be game of the year. And I'm not here to argue that Ratchet and Clank is going to be game of the year because there's a lot of heavy hitters this year. I'm here to argue that Ratchet and Clank is just going to be the better game. And one of the reasons it's going to be the better game is because the game has character. And you know what gives it the character? It has banter. It has writing that keeps you entertained. We're coming off a discussion of Trover where you enjoyed listening to them talk. Ratchet and Clank is a game where you like to hear the characters talk. You like to hear Dr. Quark talk. You like to hear Ratchet and the robot Clank just have a repartee. Whereas with Horizon Forbidden West, it's all going to be super serious, and everybody's going to be real smart and serious and fighting, and it's going to be super dramatic, and it's going to feel like every other freaking action game out there. However, this one is going to hit you in the face with a wrench, in the face with a gun, and then it's going to hit you in the ears with some action in the form of banter, and you're not going to get that in your stupid Forbidden Quest game.
The issue I have with that is you are right. There's going to be some added effect. And I can see that being intriguing, but the reason Trover works is because it is over the line, vulgar, unnecessary, inappropriate banter you don't hear. Ratchet and Clank can't do that. It's going to be full of like bad puns and like really shallow burns. It's not going to be great banter, but what can make Horizon Forbidden West better, ignore the banter. I don't care about the discussions. I want to talk about the gameplay, because your gameplay is, oh, you're a little mouse and you're running around shooting stuff.
He's a Lombax, thank you.
Whatever that is, I think that's a made up word. The thing is, I love games that allow you to have diversified combat. And that is what Horizon Forbidden West, that's what people love. You got the gameplay of the run and gun. There is some of that. There is some that is fast action, but also there's a lot of strategy in the game. In the state of play, when you saw that big boss enemy, if you try to Rambo that mother, I've even learned from the first game, you will get destroyed, and there's no way you're going to win. You got to have the right amount of ammo. You have to have the right strategy, the right, not just ammunition, but bow and arrow, all that stuff. You got to have a game plan. People eat that up. There is an added level of just, oh, I'm gonna have this gun and it feels cool, and oh, this gun is special effect against this one. No, it's deeper combat, and when you're playing a multi-hour game, that is what you want to keep you intrigued. It's great gameplay. Everyone loves it. That's why they adore the first game. And with this many years, new weapons, and with the PS5, I think Horizon Forbidden West is gonna deliver big time.
We'll come back to the whole PS5 issue, but I'm glad you brought up the guns, Adam, because the guns are the secret sauce to the Ratchet and Clank game, Ratchet and Clank series, because the guns are creative, they're inventive. In one of the early Ratchet and Clank games, you had a disco ball gun that caused all the enemies to dance. And yeah, it's a bit childish, but it was fun to use, and it was very effective. You have freeze rays, you have like gravity guns. It's always something new, and it's always something exciting. And the real beauty of it is, let me tell you a story about the time I played what is quote unquote a classic, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, for the first time. Fun game, good dungeons. Get to the end, guess what? There's a freaking bow and arrow that shoots light arrows, and if you didn't do some stupid quest to get it, you can't beat the game. You did all this work to get to the boss. Now you can't beat the game because you didn't get some stupid arrow for your stupid bow, and nobody even told you about it.
Don't talk crap about Link's Awakening.
I hate when that happens. Not Link's Awakening. That one's good. I'm talking about Link to the Past.
That's even a better one, you dirty whore.
I hate when that happens in video games. And what you're describing about Horizon Forbidden Breasts is that that's exactly what's going to happen. But not just at the boss. It's going to happen with every single freaking enemy.
No, that's not how it is. There are different ways. There's just
what I love about Ratchet and Clank is that you get a ton of guns, a ton of ammunition, and it feels good shooting all of them, and they all work. And you're going to fight a ton of enemies instead of one nice, big, pretty enemy that's going to take an hour to kill. Woohoo, what a great time. I'm going to kill thousands. I'm going to destroy millions with bajillions bullets. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be relaxing. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be thrilling. And you know what it's not going to be? It's not going to be frustrating, which is what Horizon Forbidden Turkey Breast sounds like it's going to be.
It's funny coming from you who were just, there's no strategy in Kingdom Hearts. I hate these games that you only hold down R2 or you just tap the button. There's no strategy in it. Then you get a game with strategy and now you're saying, no, I don't want the strategy. Forget you, Alex. Another thing with Horizon Forbidden West is it has a better plot. Now, did I just talk crap about the plot of the first one? Yes, I did. But if I'm comparing Ratchet and Clank and Forbidden West, which is what we're doing, it definitely has the better plot. There are multi-layers. There's some mystery shrouding it. You don't know what's going to happen. You know at the end of the game, oh, guess what? Ratchet and Clank are going against a bad guy. Guess what? They're going to win. Okay, you don't exactly know how they're going to infiltrate the castle and beat the bad guy, but you know they're going to. Forbidden West, I have no idea what's going to happen. I didn't think the way with there's something called the Red Blight that they've introduced, and then a new Raiders. Those were never in the first game. So they're introducing new concepts that you wouldn't have seen from the first game. And then, of course, there's some carryover in characters. But the overall plot is that Aloy, the main character, has to go and find old technology, because this is set for like thousands of years in the future. She has to find old technology that we use today to find the cure for the Red Blight before the entire world population is destroyed. Good. It's a pretty decent plot. You don't know where it's going to go. It's an adult plot. Ratchet and Clank's fun if you just want like a Mario game. You want a game that doesn't make you think, that's just like a kid's game. This isn't a kid's game, baby. And most people who play games are now adults and they're women and they like Aloy and they like the gameplay and they like this story, and it's going down. It makes it better than Ratchet and Clank.
Sorry, I'm a little bit quiet because listening to you describe the plot put me to sleep for that freaking game. Adam, I love it that you're highlighting this is going to be the best game because it has great gameplay, which I hated in the first one, and it has a great plot, which I hated in the first one.
I didn't say it's going to be the best game. I just said it's going to be better than Ratchet and Clank.
It's going to be better than Ratchet and Clank because of these two things that I hate. So let me tell you, I'm not going to fall asleep when playing Ratchet and Clank. The plot's not going to be super complex, but it'll keep me engaged. And I'll tell you why it's going to keep me engaged. The laughs, baby. The laughs. There's whimsy. There's humor. You go see a movie. You go see a masterpiece like There Will Be Blood, and I tell you what, you're going to come out of there with a lower heart rate because you are going to be so tired. Interesting things, interesting plots can be tiresome. You go to the movie, see a movie that's not a masterpiece, but it's lighthearted and it's fun, and you had some popcorn, and you come out and you're ready to conquer the world because you're full of good feelings. Adam, let me just read you the list of names of the Ratchet and Clank games, and let's see if any of these, give you the giggles. All right? We got Ratchet and Clank. That's the first one. Then Going Commando, underwear reference. That's not too bad. Getting a bit edgy with their second game title there. Number 3, Up Your Arsenal. They got you. They got you. You thought we were saying the word arse, but we weren't. Then they went with Deadlocked, which doesn't really mean too much. Ratchet and Clank, Size Matters, which is really important for you to remember, Adam. If you forget that, you're going to be disappointed. Ratchet and Clank, Quest for Booty. Not butts, Adam. Okay, get over it. It's treasure. Ratchet and Clank, A Crack in Time, like a butt crack. Another butt reference. A lot of these going around, but they never get old. Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart. That's the new one. It sounds like Ripped Apart, which is also pretty funny. I love it. It's not going to make me, laugh hysterically, but I tell you what, it's going to put a smile on my face 100 times before Horizon Forbidden Pest does anything to me emotionally. And that's why Ratchet and Clank is going to be better.
Okay, so that reminds me of when I was a child and my dad took me to see the Pokemon movie, and there was a Pokemon called Squirtle, and
he's the best.
And he thought it was funny because he's like, "Oh, okay, it's a water Pokemon, it's a turtle." That's the type of humor we're talking about with Ratchet and Clank. It's not really that funny. It's kind of punny, but essentially in that realm that you were talking about, I am my dad, and I don't like it.
I think your dad was laughing because Squirtle almost sounds like a sexual thing.
No, I just made that up.
I think your dad has a thing.
He has a thing for Misty.
In the podcast right now, we need to go look through your dad's Google search history and see what.
Okay. Before this gets disgusting and disturbed, it makes me bad. It makes me feel bad to do this because it's against what I want, but I want to win this master debater, dude. A big thing about a game being better than another game, as bad as we hate it, are user reviews and awards. And the thing is, Horizon Forbidden West is PS4 and PS5, meaning everyone is going to play it. Ratchet and Clank is PS5 only. That limits the number of people who are going to play the game. Again, I love PS5 only games. You very well may have a game that better utilizes the PS5, but it's not going to change the fact that Forbidden West is going to be played by more people, purchased by more people, get more awards than Ratchet and Clank, and probably be overall in the gaming community more thought of. And because of that, when we're talking about what's going to be the better game, that has to be a component of it. So I hate to do it, because I feel like I'm stabbing myself in the back, but it's playable by every PlayStation owner, assuming you have a PS4 and you don't still, rocking a PS3.
The best thing about this master debater with you, Adam, is that you have undermined every single point that you've made right out of the gate. It's going to be game of the year for 2022. It's going to have better gameplay because I hate the first game. It's going to have better plot because the first one didn't make much sense to me. It's going to be a PS5 game, but it's also going to be on the PS4. Adam, Ratchet and Clank is going to be the game to play. We're all going to be hyped about it because it comes out next month. It comes out in like 3 weeks. Also, it's a PS5 exclusive. We're starving for these. It's going to be a PS5 showcase. It's going to utilize the DualSense to its maximum functionality because you won't need the DualSense to play Horizon Demon's Crest. You're going to need the DualSense to play Ratchet and Clank. You're going to need, they're going to implement the DualSense. You're going to have to use the adaptive triggers. You're going to have to leverage the fast load times of the PS5 so that you have uninterrupted, raw, unadulterated gameplay rather than just the silliness of the leftovers of the PlayStation 4 era. Horizon Forbidden Quest is a leftover game. It's leftovers from the last generation. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is fresh, new. It is ebullient in its flavor for how exciting it's going to be for us and how much fun it's going to be. And thank you, Adam, for entering this debate with me. You're taking your defeat very graciously. It's about time you grew up and did that. So yeah, obviously I win. Do you want to eat the bean now or wait till we get the verdict from the listeners?
I think you should shove it up your arse. If you are listening, drop us a Twitter, email, do anything. Let us know, what game are you most excited for? Which one do you think is going to be the better game? Who has the better arguments? And I swear, if I don't win, I'm going to blow my brains out. This is bullcrap. It's stupid. My game is going to be better. I had better points. Banter and laughs. 2 of your points were identical. You suck. Congrats. I hope you get a barf.
The thing is, Adam, even if you did lose, you wouldn't blow your brains out because you wouldn't have the right arrow to do it because it wouldn't match the enemy you're fighting.
I meant Horizon my nose.
That's a Horizon Forever Pressed joke right there. Adam, moving on. Uncharted 4 is going to the PC. Do you care?
So my thing, I saw this on Twitter and people are losing their mind. They're so upset and I don't understand. I do get it if it is a newer game. Like if, for example, Returnal been out a couple months, a month, whatever, and say it now went to PC or something. Okay, I could see maybe being upset about this. Uncharted 4's been out for forever. Like why do you care? Do you know why people care? Is it just I don't get it. If anything, it makes it better in that maybe that developer wanted eventually the game to go to PC, but they chose PlayStation, or I guess in this case, Sony probably paid them to be.
I mean,
Sony
they're a first party studio, so it's a Sony exclusive. So it had to end up on the PlayStation.
Fair, okay. I could see why being happy about that, but why do you care now, years after, that it's going to PC?
I'll tell you why. Because we all just dropped $1 bajillion on a PlayStation 5, and there's nothing coming out for it. And if you've run out of the games, the 3 games that came out for the PS5, and you're wanting to play something new, well, you might look at see hopefully some games get remastered, like Neo and stuff like that. It would be great if they did PS5 versions. They put development time into a PS5 version of Uncharted, and maybe the game won't run at 30 frames per second. It'll run at 60 frames per second with maximum resolution all the time. Maybe some adaptive influence in there as well. But instead of putting their efforts into getting the Uncharted series on PS5, they put their efforts into putting it on the PC, and it's going to play better on PC. It's going to have better graphics on PC because they're redeveloping the game in a sense. They're porting it, and they know that the PCs are going to be more powerful than the PlayStation 4 was. So that's what's got people upset. Is Sony's putting their efforts in the wrong spot, it feels like. Now, personally, I don't really care. More people get to play these games. That's more money for Sony, more money for Naughty Dog to make Uncharted games, new Uncharted games, or new Last of Us games, or new whatever games they're going to make. So more money in their pockets is better for everybody in general. But it is kind of disappointing that Uncharted has gone to PC before it's even made a pit stop on the PlayStation 5.
I just don't understand because one, the game wasn't that good to begin with. And two, it's been so long. Like if you wanted to play this game, then you would have already played it. So, okay, it looks better or it plays better on PC. You've probably already played it, so who cares?
They want to play it again, and they want a reason to play it again. But it is funny. Yeah, you said Uncharted 4 is not that 4. When Uncharted 5 comes out, is that going to be your game of the year?
I don't know. Is it going to be on my master debater? Boom roasted. So another game I'm really excited about. This was on when all the games started to release in the PS5. I did a video on the top 5 games I was most anticipating. Dying Light 2 is on that list. I never played Dying Light, but from what Dying Light 2, from the previews and the gameplay I had seen, it looked absolutely incredible. That's another game I should have bought and played for Maydays is Dying Light, because if it's similar to Dying Light 2, it looks incredible. Fast action. It actually looks like a game that would be incredible in virtual reality. It looks like To the Top on steroids, in which there's a lot more combat and there's a lot more killing and death and actual scenery. It definitely would be a different type of game, but it is releasing on December 7th. I am very excited for this game. I'm thinking gonna buy it day one and ride with it. Do you know anything about the series, Alex, or am I gonna have to do my own research and probably just pull the trigger and because it looks cool?
I've heard a lot of good things about it. I mean, it's made by the people who made the Dead Island game, which was like an open world zombie first person action game that people loved the trailer, even though it showed no gameplay. And then the game came out and it was kind of janky, but some people really liked it. So I think they sold the rights to Dead Island, and then they made a game just like it called Dying Light, except it was really good. And they kind of polished up the ideas that they had in the first game. I haven't played it, but I also heard the free running, the traversal is really nice in Dying Light. So if they seem to be getting better each time they make a game, and this is a sequel to one of their more successful and loved games, so it's probably going to be really good, especially if it can leverage the power of the PlayStation 5. So December, that's a ways away. Kind of funny, we know when that's coming out. We don't know when Horizon Forbidden Pest is coming out. But it's a fun sounding game, so I'm interested in it.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
I think the first one was a PlayStation Plus game that you didn't get.
I
don't know why.
I
don't know why you don't do this. I don't know why you don't get them. Speaking of PlayStation Plus, Adams, we have a bean opportunity coming up. But PlayStation Plus games for June were announced. Make sure you get these, listeners. Don't be like Adam and miss out on free games and then come back and get upset that you have to pay $10 to play BioShock, you big turkey. Operation Tango is coming out. I don't know what this game is. I'm a bad podcast talker because I should have researched what this game was.
The thing is, so I looked at it's a game. It's almost the overall feel is that of warfare, of war, but then you do the tango, you dance. It turns into a rhythm game and you dance with the enemies. And if you tango better.
No way.
Yeah.
You are lying to me. You are lying to me.
Yeah, I am.
They made like a Zelda dancing fighting game. Did you know that?
No, that sounds horrible.
Operation Tango is an espionage-themed cooperative adventure challenging you and a friend to complete dangerous missions across the globe in a high-tech near-future world. It might be fun. Maybe we can do that for a golden stream, and maybe this is what we should do, Adam. Maybe we should just golden stream the free games as they come out. Because God knows you're not going to play the game if it's not given to you for free, and this is the only way I can make you do it. A game we do have to play, Adam.
Just bought a game in Trover.
Yeah. My God. $10, Adam's going to rub it in my face. Adam, Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. It's a legendary fighting game. One of the best. Virtua Fighter is one of my favorite fighting game series. I had it on the 32X. Adam, I want to kick your ass so bad, and we are too far apart for me to do it in real life. So we're going to have to do it in Virtua Fighter. And the reason I want to do that is because I'm not good at Virtua Fighter. I haven't played it since I was like 10. I know you haven't touched it. So what I want to do, Adam, I want to do a best out of 3 fight. You versus me. We pick characters, whatever. I don't really care about the logistics of it. It's just who can win 2 matches first. Loser has to eat a bean. That'll be the golden stream once this comes out on PlayStation Plus. Is that okay with you? Will you agree to it? Will you eat the bean when I kick you in the face?
Sure, whatever. I'll do it. Yeah.
He's acting tough now, but when I wipe the floor with him, he's going to be crying.
I don't know what type of game. Do you know how many beat 'em ups I've played in my life? Less than 10.
Yeah, he calls it a beat 'em up when it's a fighting game. What a joke. What a joke. Star Wars Squadron is the final game for the free PlayStation Plus game. Adam, this is a PSVR space dogfighting game. It's awesome. I know you don't care about Star Wars. Imagine I just didn't say Star Wars. Imagine I just said Squadrons and told you it was a PSVR game. Would that get you more interested in it? Are you even going to play this? I think you definitely should, but I feel like I'm going to have a hard time making you play it because you're already judging the game because it's Star Wars.
I wish it would have been Squadrons.
Like a toilet fighting game?
Yeah, then I would be interested. You're just sitting on squatty potties, and I guess you're racing the who dumps butt
biggest,
faster,
fastest, most solid, most liquid. Yeah, that's a game. Adam, have you ever used a squatty potty?
No, I have not.
That's 2 questions. Have you ever used a thing that you put under American toilets to prop your feet up so you're squatting on an American toilet?
I have not.
Have you ever used a hole in the ground toilet like in Japan or China or something?
No, I haven't.
I used one once and it was incredible. I'll just say that. You have no idea how your body works until you used a hole in the ground as your toilet. It's just maybe go dig a hole in your backyard and experience it for yourself.
I can't even imagine where to begin, to be honest.
Well, first you pull your pants down. Or take them off. That might be the best thing to do. Get
you
them out of the way.
Ground?
No, you could squat. Just
with nothing there. If I had a wall, I could lean against a wall, do a wall sit, and then dump butt.
No, that's not. The image is hilarious. No, so I don't think you had the flexibility. The first time I used a squatty potty, it had one. Some public restrooms have that flushing nozzle thing on the back.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the flexibility to squat, so I had to hug that so that I could get low enough to squat. It was a fun experience, and I'm much richer for it. Now the podcast is richer for it too. Adam, moving on. One of our last topics, okay? I know you're getting winded. PSVR 2 had a little bit of news. There was a press conference or some investors briefing that Sony did, and one of the elements of their new growth vectors is PSVR 2, and they highlighted a couple key features. Some of this is known, some of this isn't known. I'm going to try to read between the lines here. First, they said you're going to realize unique experiences synonymous with PlayStation. Now, yeah, realize unique experiences. That's whatever that means. That's just business speak. But the synonymous with PlayStation has me thinking, are we going to start seeing more first-party titles when PSVR 2 comes out? Are we going to be seeing Uncharted VR? Are we going to be seeing Knack VR? Are we going to be seeing more Astrobot? Are we going to be seeing flat PlayStation titles now in VR? Killzone VR.
Kingdom Hearts VR.
That's not a PlayStation. That's not synonymous with PlayStation. That's synonymous with another P word. Also, enhanced resolution, field of view, tracking, and input. Resolution we get. Field of view we get. Tracking we pray for. Input. What do you think? What does enhanced input mean to you, Adam?
There's only one thing I input.
What is it? Your new growth vector?
Yep.
Then they also mentioned there's a secret or the single cord. They highlight that's to enhance fidelity, which we all kind of expect. I don't want to lose the power of the PlayStation 5 because we're trying to do some wireless mumbo jumbo. New controller, and they say that it's going to have the key features of the DualSense. So we all assumed it was going to be DualSense-ish, but they're highlighting the new controller is going to have adaptive triggers, haptic feedback, tracking, better tracking, action buttons, analog sticks, but finger touch sensing. Adam, would you do another round with Summer Lessons if it could sense where your finger's touching?
Oh, yeah. Because who knows where my hand wanders,
Yeah,
so.
You really run your hand through her hair and teach her English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's going to learn English through the palms of my hands.
Through your fingertips.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Summer Lessons, that's going to be my next game for May Days. Count on it. We got 3 days of May Days left, so if you're listening to this, we're probably already done. But I'm going to play some. Adam, all these games are mine. Am I finishing out May Days for us?
Well, we're going to be playing Firewall together on the 31st. That is going to end May Days. So yeah. I'm going to come. We better start downloading the game now because once there's like 8 updates that don't do anything to the actual game but are still there, it's going to take us a long time to download.
I'll do you one better. I'm going to download the game now, and then I'm going to join a lobby now because God knows it's going to take me about 3 days to actually find a match to get in. And then once I find one, it's going to take another day for the match to start. So, yeah, maybe I can't do any streaming because I'm sitting there waiting for a Firewall game to begin. I'll do Summer Lessons tomorrow. That's going to be Saturday. I'm going to do Alvo Sunday night. So join me to play the good version of this kind of game. Okay, that's mean. If you're a Firewall developer, I'm sorry. But then Firewall, we're going to end May Days on a low note, but with a high note from our friends and listeners. So please join us to play Firewall on May 31st if you get this before then. I know it's always a good time to at least be hanging out and shooting each other. And really, I always die first, and that's always fun for me. So, yeah, how have you felt about May Days, Adam? Give it a rating out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 7. And it goes through what you said last week. It's cool to play some of these games that, like, To the Top. To the Top is a perfect game. You play for an hour, hour and a half, and you're done with it for a little while. Because I've already beat it. I've already platinumed it. I don't need to play it for another 10 hours. Games like that, or virtual reality, or Accounting Plus. Like, I ran through Accounting Plus an entire night. Not a long game. Perfect. But then when you get to the games like Trover Saves the Universe, or you get to Ghosts of Sushi or whatever you played, these games, same thing, that you want to really dive into. Returnal, Resident Evil 8, Nier Replicant, all these games that have so much content, essentially we can't play. We play a game every night, but we don't play a game for an entire month. It's odd to say. It kind of sucks. It does make me think, though, Alex. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to look it up now. So I don't know if you know, but the Guinness World Records apparently is a bunch of crap where essentially it's a bunch of people who pay to have them come. So all the records are bull crap. It's just people who want to be in a record book. They pay for it, come up with some random bull crap record that they can break, pay for it, and now they're record holders. I think that's what we should do in having a new game. The most the record for the most new games streamed in a row or something like that.
We would get beat so fast. No, we already have the record, Adam. So it's up to them. They got to come to us. We have the record.
Mm-hmm.
They need to fill pages of their book. So they want to be coming to us to get that record. So yeah, look, everybody, you email us, talk to us. Make sure you email Guinness. It's probably Guinness Book World Records @gmail.com. Email them and let them know that it's time to include Play PSVR, Play PS5 in the Guinness Book of World Records. 31 games, 31 days. Nobody's done it before. Nobody will do it again. This is your chance. Mm-hmm. Be a part of history. May 31st, play some Firewall. Adam, take us out.
Woo woo. So here's my thing. I want to thank you for listening to Play PS5, the podcast. Next week, this coming week is E3. We are going to cover it all next week. We're going to be doling out beans. I cannot wait. E3 is so exciting. There's going to be so much news. We're going to be busting. We're going to have huge busts for you. I want to thank you for joining us for May Days too. We've had some great streams, great times. We've broken yet another record, topping ourselves last year. The only one who can beat us is us. So what an amazing ride. Contact us. We got our YouTube channel, Play PS5. We got Twitter, which is Play PS5 Pod. We also have contact at playps5podcast.com. We want to hear from you. I want to know that my master debater was better than Alex's so he can eat yet another bean. I want him to eat so many beans next week, he turns into a bean. And until then, don't play with yourself. Play PS5.